Hi, welcome back or welcome in to my channel, Eating Myself Thin. My name's Alex, and today I'm going to be talking about the very first time you inject your pen and a little bit about the pens and the cost of the pens. So I've been asked to do a bit of a video, especially about cost per month, etc., and what supplier I'm using and all that good stuff. So let's start with the pens. Obviously, I'm on Mounjaro. I know that Wegovy, Ozempic, if you're watching in the States, I think you've got Zepbound now. All basically the same thing. However, Mounjaro is the one that has the GLP-1 and the GIP, whereas the Wegovy, Ozempic's only the GLP-1. Both super successful. I've seen lots of success stories, and I know that since, especially obviously in the States, they've had a huge mountain to climb really to afford the medication out there. It's ridiculously high, and now it's ridiculously high here too. So I'm hoping that as we go along, I'll be able to help you with some tips and tricks to maybe elongate your money's worth. I don't know if that'll all be in this video because I don't really want to do a long one. I know I waffle on all the time, trying not to do that. So my provider I currently use, well actually I've got two. The first one I ordered through was Voy, and that was because I had a friend who recommended. I got the £50 off for her recommending me, and she got a £50 voucher as well towards her next pen. So I ordered through Voy, and if you're getting to know me a little bit now, you'll understand that I'm probably the most impatient person you're ever going to meet. I'm probably more impatient than my 8-year-old, and that is saying something. But I am really impatient. So I ordered through Voy. It was taking ages. And I was like, sod this, I'm going to see if I can get it quicker somewhere else. So I did. So I've actually got two suppliers. The other one is Asda. Asda Online Pharmacy, and they were so quick. So I actually got my first order with Asda Online Doctor quicker than I got the Voy one, a lot quicker. And I think I ordered it like a week or nearly 12 days later. Anyway, I'm having a coffee, so if you want to join me, cheers. I love a cappuccino, but I bet I've got froth all over my face. Have I? No, I'm all right. So when you go ahead and decide that you want to give this drug a try, and if you've done some research already, which I'm sure you have, I'm loving it myself. Honestly, it's the best thing I've done for a long time in regards to losing weight. I'm so chuffed with it. But if you're just thinking about it, obviously you need to pick a provider or two that you're going to get your medication from, and they should all follow the same kind of steps, as in they're going to ask you for your information. They're going to ask you some personal details about your life, about your medication, about your health conditions. They're going to ask you your weight. They're going to probably ask you to send two pictures, one of you like front facing and one side view, just because obviously it is being monitored. They don't want to give this weight loss medication out to people that have eating disorders, and I am so on board with that. So it might be annoying that you've got to take pictures in front of the mirror and you might feel a bit embarrassed about it, but if it's saving girls getting this medication, let's leave it there. So that's what you've got to do. So just do it if you want to try it, and you'll get your medicate once you're approved, which can take a little bit of time, which is why I was impatient. When you get approved, you'll get your medication sent. So with Voy, I haven't got it anymore, but with Voy you get this lovely big box. It's all packaged really nice. I even got some anti-sickness tablets with it, and I also got some it began with L, but it's basically a Meprazole as well, tablets that came with it, that I didn't ask for. They just came with the first bundle. And what I like about Voy is it's not, it's as there's more no frills, right? Whereas Voy is more trying to change your mindset. You get a coach, you get updates, they ask you if they can help you with anything. They even say, do you want to get in some exercise? What can you do? And we'll create you a plan. It's actually really good, Voy. But because you're getting all that, you're probably going to pay a bit more for Voy than you will do elsewhere. So I'm going to go through my prices right now of what everything's costing as I went on to them this morning to see if I could find, you know, if you go on just as a new user, what kind of prices you get. So with Voy, it's around the £200 mark. But if you've got someone who's already on Voy who can refer you as a friend, right, I do have a code. What I don't want you lot to think is that I'm trying to get money off. So if you, ideally, if you've got a friend that's on it as well, get the code off them and then they'll get 50 quid and you'll get £50 off your first order. If you don't have anyone you know and you want to use my link, I'll post it in the description and you can use it. But honestly, I'm not doing that for any financial reason at all. I think if you find you've got a friend, then do that and save some money. But it's about £200. The 5 milligram dose is £219, and then the 7.5 milligram dose is £249. Now, I can't tell you the prices of the higher doses on this one because it's not showing me them, because I've still only got a 5 milligram pen with them, right? But with Asda, it's a different story. Now, with Asda Online Doctor, when I logged on this morning, and whenever you're watching this is I don't even know the date. End of October 2025, right? So whenever you're watching this, I went on to Asda Online Doctor today just to see how much it was for new subscribers or new patients, and they've got a code on here which I wrote down. It's NC20WL, all in capitals. 20 is obviously 20, and I think you get £20 off your first order. Anyway, so they're saying that the 2.5 milligram at the moment is from £148.97. So that is quite a good price, I thought. The 5 milligram is £198.97. The 7.5 milligram is £248.97. The 10 milligram is £278.97. The 12.5 £288.97, and the 15 is £298.97. So the last three doses, 10, 12.5 and 15, they go up £10 each time. So I'm not sure how that compares to you guys or where you can get it from, but that's the prices that I've been getting. So also with Asda, you don't have to wait a specific amount of time before you can order again. I know with Voy you do, and I think you can only take it down a week. So they'll put in their calendar, you know, when you're due your next one, and they'll automatically send it out, a bit like a subscription. You can change your dose because they will put you up to the next dose automatically. You can choose to stay on the lower dose. You just need to do that by changing it in your subscription. But also it does mean that you can't go up any faster, which you shouldn't do anyway, really. The only reason I was interested in going up to the higher dose pens was literally so that I could save some money and short dose, which I'll talk about in a minute. So I've actually got I've actually got the two. My husband, so this is going to sound like a lot of pens, but my husband's also taking Mounjaro. And I'm not sharing his journey. If he wants to in the future, that may be another story, but at the moment I'm not. But just so that you don't look at all the pens I've got and think, what the actual hell. So yeah, just thought I'd get that out there. So yeah, I've been ordering each time the next dose up, and I've been ordering them like every other week till I got every dose. Yes, it was an outlay. The reason I did it, lots of reasons. I'd heard, obviously, the price increases didn't affect me because I started just after that had happened. So boo-hoo me. But to save some money and watching the fat old climber who has an absolutely fantastic calculator you can use to short dose or split dose, whichever one you want to do, and save a bundle of money. That's why I did that. And I knew also there'd been rumours that the golden dose, which I do use, was going to be stopping. And so I was worried that I needed to order as many as I could before that happened, because that golden dose does save you money. It does. So I've got a few pens to show you, and they're all the same. They're just different milligrams. Okay, so I'm going to show you the one from Voy. So the one you get from Voy, it comes in like a little box, and then you can see you've got the little needles, and this is obviously the pen. So let's take the pen out. So when you get your first pen, this obviously says 5 milligrams. I don't know if you're going to see it round the right way because of it being reversed. And I don't know how to reverse it back, but I'll see if I can, so it reads right. But that's the 5 milligrams. Yours will say 2.5 on your first pen, okay? I'm going to do a little demonstration because it's so easy. If you're worried about the pain of this, I mean, it is stressful for a lot of people injecting something into yourself. It's just fundamentally wrong in our brain, isn't it? But you know what I mean. It doesn't come natural to stick a needle in yourself. It doesn't. And I want to just show you how easy it is. I'm not going to do it, but I'm just going to show you and then tell you how easy it is. Here's your pen. Now, you're going to take your pen lid off, and then you can see in here is a clear tube, and that's where your medication is. On the top of there, if you can see it, I have no idea if you can see this or not. On the top of there is a little rubber bung. So you get your pen, and in here you'll get your little needles, which are like this. You can buy these. If you're thinking about split dosing or short dosing, you are going to need more of these. And I've got a link to some on Amazon if you want. They're really, really cheap. I'll put it down somewhere with the Voy link. All right, you can buy these. I think they're like €5 or £7 for 100. They're cheap. All right. Anyway, so you get your little needle, and then pull off the little bit of paper. You get a cleaning swab, which I haven't undone, but here you go. This is how I roll. Not organised, ever. So we're going to clean the top of the bung with that. All right, give it a good little clean. Then you get your needle, put it on the top, push it down, and then twist until it stops moving. Okay, like that. So we're now going to take the outer cap off, like that. And then it leaves another cap on the inside, which is a really skinny one. You don't want to try and put this back on, because if you're anything like me, you'll miss and stab through your bloody finger. So you don't need to anyway. All right, so we're going to take that off. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, or whether it's just focused. I don't know if that's going to work or not. But anyway, it's tiny. It's tiny, tiny. And you're going to, excuse my dog in the background. You're going to, on here is like a click calculator, and at the moment it's on 0. So the first time you use your pen, you're going to have to prime it. So there's 2 clicks. It will go click, click. Okay. Now, when you've done that, you want to prime the needle. I'll give it a bit of a flick. I don't know why, but it looks good. It looks like I'm a professional nurse or something. So that's what I do. And then I'm going to push that up. I'm not going to do it because I'm not taking an injection, but you push that up when it's round the second click, right? And then you push that up until some fluid comes out. Now, when you see the fluid come out, in fact, just me doing that, I can see a bit of fluid at the top. Don't know if you can, but anyway. right? Then you're going to take this will be back to 0. Your little click calculator be back to 0. And now we're going to twist it all the way around. Hear the clicks? All the way around until we get to 60. There's 60 clicks in a pen, but you don't need to worry about that first of all, because this is your first injection, right? So you're going to wait until you've got the 1 in the window. Right, now, and I've got big beads coming off of mine. What a waste. What a bloody waste. Oh, well. So after you've done that, you're going to get your alcohol you're going to get your alcohol swab, right? You're going to get your belly or your thigh. You're going to give it a bit of a rub, okay? You're going to push the needle in to your skin. Doesn't hurt. You don't feel it, honestly. In fact, in your belly, you don't feel anything. When I've done it in my thigh one time, I did feel it a little bit, but it didn't hurt. But in your belly, you don't even feel it. Then this, you're going to push, and it's as you push it, it's going to wind back in until it goes all the way back like that. You don't have to twist it, you just push it. It'll all go all the way back to 0 like that. Then you get your cap, you put it back on, you untwist it, put it off, you put your lid back on, and then you put it back in your fancy box from Voy. Now, like I say, this one's from Voy, but when you buy from another, well, when I bought from Asda, I've got a mic on, I don't know if I'm screwing with it. Yeah, when I bought them from Asda, they just come in, they come in like quite a big package, but it's full of ice packs. It's full of ice packs, and then inside you've got your box of Mounjaro, and they're so generous that they give you 5 needles. But you can buy loads. So this is my haul. I'm going to show you my haul because I'm going to be doing short dosing, and my husband is too. We did this so that we can save lots of money. I'm going to do another video about short dosing and split dosing. This is my haul. Can you see them? Because I don't know how I've explained, whether I've explained it very well at all, but that's me. Anyway, so that's that. So let's get into, you've done your injection. It took a lot of courage. You've done it. Well done. So now you're thinking, shit, what's going to happen next? Well, what I did is I took mine at night time because I'd watched them. I had watched some videos before, and a lot of them said that they did it at night time to kind of keep some side effects at bay. I was worried about nausea. I hate feeling sick. Honestly, it's the worst thing for me. So I was worried about that. So I did it the night just before I went to bed, and then in the morning I felt absolutely fine. I don't know what I was expecting to change. So of course I'm thinking, and I think I've explained it in one of my other videos, you know, it's not working, but it was working. I didn't get massive appetite suppression with the 2.5 dose. I didn't want to feel like I didn't want to eat. Sorry about that. I don't know what that is. I didn't want to feel like I didn't want to eat. I wanted to feel hungry, and I still did. But when I ate some food, I was getting full quicker. And that's what I wanted. And that's probably what you'll find with the first dose. Some people don't find it with the first dose at all, right? Don't get disheartened if you take 2.5 and you feel like it's not working. But don't try and increase your dose too quickly either, because I did that and it didn't bode well for me. So don't try and rush up the doses. But some people, it doesn't start working properly for them until 7.5 milligrams sometimes. I'm sure there's lots of people that are watching me now that's true, and you're nodding your head like, yeah, that was me. So a lot of people give up or think that it's not going to work for them, but honestly, just keep going with it. I am so impressed with it. And I haven't mentioned much in this video because I've said it in lots of other videos about my history with weight loss, but my heaviest weight was 25.5 stone, and I'm now at the moment 15 stone. What was my last weigh? 15 stone, 6.8 pounds. Now, I haven't lost all that weight on Mounjaro, but all the different things that I've had done to me to help me lose weight, if this had been available then, I would have jumped at this at a heartbeat. So I would honestly say to you guys, if financially you're able, and I understand it's so difficult out there at the moment, I bloody hate this, that almost help with weight is about class at the moment. And the NHS, although, I mean, in my area, the NHS still aren't allowed to prescribe it at all. I know they've rolled it out in some areas, but in my particular area, it's not. But I wouldn't qualify for it anyway. Isn't it that you've got to have over 40 BMI and at least 2 other comorbidities? I wouldn't get qualified, and it's just such a shame that this medication, now people have been on it for a certain amount of time and done really well, and now they can't afford to take it anymore, or even switching to Wegovy might even be too much, you know, and that is upsetting, that that's the way it is. I can't do anything to change it. I wish I could, but yeah, apart from that, I hope you enjoyed my little explanation about the pens. I'm not brilliant at it, but I was asked to do it, so it's probably really crap. I'm still going to post it. Anyway, that's out from me for today. Please like my video if you didn't think it was a load of shit, and subscribe to see more. Yeah, and I'll see you on my next weigh-in, probably. See you later.